Welcome back to Squawk. A news story this morning on Wall Street expecting bigger write-downs now for Boeing in the wake of the 737 MAX crisis. CNBC.com reporting that Bank of America now estimating the total cost to be as high as $20 billion. CNBC.com aviation reporter Leslie Josephs wrote the story and joins us now. So what's happening?
So Boeing reports at the end of the month, of course, and investors are clearly looking for some messages from Calhoun. The new CEO took over this week. It looks like the charge that Boeing took in July, that wasn't the end of it. That was a $5.6 billion pre-tax charge. Looks like it can go up to about 10, 11 billion now. And investors are now looking for some of that to be reported maybe even before earnings on the 29th.
And so the question, though, is when you look back at the $5 billion, which clearly was off, was that because they didn't know what they were doing? Was that because it was premeditated? I mean, this is where I think it's going to get interesting later on with all of the shareholder lawsuits that I imagine are going to happen.
Right. Well, Boeing didn't know, and a lot of people, including the airlines, investors, Muhlenberg had said over and over again before he lost his job that this plane is going to be flying by the end of the year, or at least have the FAA approval to fly by the end of the year. And clearly that's not happening. We had airlines this week talking about we're taking the plane out, American, Southwest, United, taking the plane out until June.
That's what, at this point, I mean, they say June. Is there any reason to think that it'll be ready to go by July or by June on any of these things? Well, because with the pilot training that's going to be required, that all takes time.
Right. That's a good point. And Boeing did that about-face about simulator training. They fought it before the planes were even certified in the beginning, and they fought it after the two crashes and the grounding. Right. Now they're saying that they're going to have simulator training. That's going to take a really long time.
That matters, I would guess, for the airlines in particular, too. Just in terms of the summer crush, when you see a lot of people traveling, if you can't plan on having those planes for July and August, I'm sure we'll put a squeeze on them. Will that potentially mean that the airlines can come back and negotiate more money from Boeing than they've already squeezed out of them?
That's definitely possible. And we saw American and Southwest have already had their agreements with Boeing, but that's for 2019 only. We have no indication yet from FAA when the planes are going to be ungrounded. There are still tests that they have to do.
So there's still an open tab running
for
all of 2020.
Tab. Exactly. And that's why Bank of America is saying, $20 billion, and that's ex-litigation.
Right.
So we have to look at those lawsuits, too.
Can I just go back to the shareholder lawsuit idea? I know you didn't raise it. I'm raising it, but I've been hearing more and more about this, in part because I talked to some lawyers recently. Do you think that when shareholders are going to sue, there's going to be all sorts of depositions and all sorts of discovery around emails and things like this, in terms of the Dennis Muhlenberg expectation? So you had said that everybody thought that this was going to come sooner, right? Everybody thought this was going to come sooner because Boeing told everybody the plane was going to come sooner. So the question, though, is going to be whether you think there's going to be emails and other things that show that there were people inside Boeing saying, actually, it's not going to come sooner.
We're definitely getting more emails. The House lawmakers of the Transportation Committee that are investigating this say the emails that we have now are not enough. And even Peter DeFazio, who chairs that committee last week, was saying, well, where are your superiors? We have these emails between the chief technical pilot and some other employees. And, of course, those were very shocking documents. But we want to see the emails from the people who manage those people. So there's more to come. And that investigation is not over.
Okay.